So I've been assured she'll be on the first bus tomorrow out of town. And when she leaves, we're going to have cake and ice cream. We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate her.
The woman this police officer talked about was Kimberly Kessler. But before getting into it, we have to go a little back in time and talk about another woman named Joleen Cummings.
So I've been assured she'll be on the first bus tomorrow out of town. And when she leaves, we're going to have cake and ice cream. We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate her homegoing. It's her new home for the rest of her life. And until she takes her last breath, is going to be Florida State Prison.
It's May 2018, and a hairdresser from Florida, a 34-year-old single mother named Joleen Cummings, goes missing and never comes back from the job. Her mom gets worried when she doesn't get any word from her daughter, and the search for her missing daughter begins. The unfortunate incident becomes a hot topic, and people start bringing flowers at her closed salon as a gesture of sympathy. Once they started the investigation, they got to know that the last person Joleen was seen with was her coworker named Jennifer. During the investigation, it was revealed that her actual name wasn't Jennifer. This coworker was actually Kimberly Kessler, who was living with a false identity under the name of Jennifer. It is believed that Jennifer got to know about this. That's why she had to pay the price. She even tricked her childhood friend McCall with it. It is believed that she lived under 18 false identities between 2004 and 2018. Even the owner of the salon said Joleen was last seen with a new employee named Jennifer, so she got mentioned twice and is one of the prime suspects. But Jennifer refused to be part of the investigation, saying she's leaving this job as she doesn't want to be a part of it.
While speaking with detectives, McCall says that Kessler reached out to her and her cousin last year using one of her alias.
After some days, Joleen's vehicle was found in a parking lot in Yulee, Florida. After further discovery, it was revealed that Jennifer was the one spotted around it. So all the signs pointed in a single direction, and the search for her began. She was found sleeping inside her black Kia Soul in St. Johns County, Florida. She had a nasty cut over her face, to which she said that she got it by running into a tree while riding a bicycle. She was charged with grand theft auto and kept in custody while the further investigation began. After using luminol, it was revealed that there were removed bloodstains all over the walls, chairs, cabins, and sink of the salon. Some stains were found in Jennifer's car, and after running the DNA tests, it was revealed that they belonged to Joleen Cummings. So it was ensured that Jennifer did something bad to her. Now, what she did was yet to be revealed, and the search for further proof began. When the footage of the incident night was found, Jennifer or Kimberly, whatever you call her, could be seen with huge trash bags that she dumped into the dumpster in the back of the salon. It was then emptied by a garbage truck, and the contents of that bag couldn't be found, but it made Kimberly's situation even more suspicious. Later that night, Kimberly was spotted at the nearby Nassau County Walmart buying cleaning supplies, gloves, and an electric knife. Then she returned back to the salon and kept filling more trash bags and bringing them to the dumpster. According to the lead officer of this case, Sheriff Bill Leeper, said that this could be an ideal situation in which she used an electric knife to cut up Joleen's body and dump her remains into the dumpsters during the nighttime. She even cleaned the salon before closing it on the 12th of May. The story of a fight between Joleen and Kimberly acted as the last nail in the coffin, in which Joleen called Jennifer a cheater and said that she would reveal her truth one day. Now the police were sure that Jennifer was the killer, and then she was called in for the interrogation, where everything got revealed. Let's get into it. Once Jennifer got picked up, she was taken to Nassau County Police Station, and as soon as they started to inquire about her, the first thing that she revealed was her fake identity. She said that if they run her fingerprint tests, the first thing that they are going to notice is the name Kimberly Kessler, and that's her real name.
It's funny that St. John's didn't tell you. When you run my fingerprints through, they come up as Kimberly Lee Kessler. I was born in May of 1968, May 9th. I am 50 years old. I've been running from the FBI for over 25 years. I've been living under this particular alias since 1999, so not quite 1999, this is 18, yeah, about 19 years. And that's about it. So I would prefer to be called Kim.
Okay.
This report was filed 14 years before this incident, in which her mother reported her missing on the 4th of July, 2004. Since then, Kimberly has been living under false identities and is a prime suspect for FIA. She lived under nearly 18 false identities, and this Jennifer one was the last of it. The actual Jennifer died back in 1997, and now Kimberly Kessler was using her identity. Kimberly also worked for Tony and Guy in California during 2014 under another false identity, and since then FIA was looking for her. Let's see if she was doing it on purpose or if she suffered from some mental problems.
You've got a history under that name, so it probably shows up in different databases and stuff like that. And that's just a guess, and maybe that's why it's happening like that.
Oh no, fingerprints are fingerprints.
Fingerprints are fingerprints, and I agree. but I haven't.
I didn't erase them with acid, so they are the same. Just saying.
And I agree with you, but I haven't run your fingerprints. And if St. John's did, they failed to notify us that.
Kessler is oddly confident and seems proud that she has been on the run for so long. It doesn't even deflate her when she learns that no one has really noticed until now.
Call you Kim.
Okay, thanks.
If you're good with Kim, we'll call you
Yeah, my
Kim.
mom's name, she's Connie Kessler. She's up in Butler, Pennsylvania. I have a brother, Robert Charles Kessler, a sister, Sarah Jacqueline Halsey Kessler. Kessler Halsey.
It's surprising to see her being this calm during this interrogation. She was being questioned for a murder, and on that she revealed that she had been swapping identities and wanted by the FBI. But still, she shows no sign of worry or tension, and it doesn't feel like something a normal person would do.
I'm ready to go back to being myself. I spent, about 25 years running from the FBI and thought I could build like a life for myself, and I've done nothing. I've been living I've been trying. I've been living in my car for the last over 2 years. It's not getting any better.
She tells the interrogator about her mom, who she hasn't seen for over 25 years, and she was grateful that her dad agreed to take care of her. So she was not just a terrible person, she was an even more terrible mother.
I haven't seen him since he was 14 months old. I'm very grateful that his father got to raise him. I did not want him in foster care. It scared me to death. I couldn't even understand why they took him. So that sent me on my last 19-year run. He was born in 1998. My son is Evan. Did I mention I'm wanted in Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Arizona? I also had a real estate license in Arizona. It goes on and on. I didn't really sell anything though. Here's the thing. It's just, I guess it requires I just thought that, so my grandparents on my father's side of the family made a lot of money. It requires a special blessing from God. It also requires help. What I noticed in the last 25 years of being on my own, especially after my son was taken, I didn't let anybody get really too close to me. I did get into abusive relationships. That was foolish. And then I really kept everybody at arm's length, but never really let too many people get close to me. It is virtually impossible.
This shows that Kimberly herself wasn't the only disturbing thing in her life. This is all of her husband's things, from how she met him, how she earned his life, till how it further went away.
So I met him at a topless bar in Phoenix. And just started going out with him and whatever, and he was with me whenever he called somebody and they said, the FBI is looking for you. And he's like, oh my God. And then he tells me everything. Oh, I robbed these banks. So I'm like, you what? Wow. Here's me. Where's the money? Yeah. So he had no money, and I hid him in my apartment, and that was kind of almost the beginning. No, I had 2 IDs at the time. I had myself and then my other ID, and I kind of started. I got my real estate license, and then that's when it started, because I used my other ID and I got printed. And I had been printed once before. What was I printed once before for? I don't know. Pull it up. It's kind of just pull it up.
Well, you've done pretty good being around for
25 years. Thank you.
It's tiring.
This, moreover, felt like a conversation between 2 friends instead of an interrogation between a murderer and authorities.
Or alters the DNA so that you can't take it out. That's what makes it, because if you read Revelation, when he talks about that, it doesn't say that anybody took the chip out and like changed their mind and got saved. It just says once they took the mark of the beast, that was it. That's me with short hair.
It's not saying that you're wanted, though. It's just saying that you're a missing person. Why would you be wanted?
No. I have aliases. I have IDs. I was Christina Brooke whenever I had my son Evan Brooke.
Well,
I was Melissa
name are you wanted under,
McKernan.
though?
I am Kimberly Kessler. That's
No, but you said you're wanted. You've been running from the FBI. Why? What do you...
So whenever they snatched my son, I went out and bought a gun.
Okay.
She explains how she even kept a gun alongside her so she could have her son back from her in-laws. Even though she got caught for its possession, she still kept it. But now she's finally grateful that her son ended up in safe hands.
For the weapon thing, and then they're still trying to do something with it. They were trying to
Is it illegal
take.
to have a weapon in Virginia, or just...
I think probably whenever you're going to. I plan on taking my son back. That's what I
Did you
plan on
bond
doing.
out, or did you do time?
I bonded out, so I never went back for any.
Oh, so you probably...
Give the old childhood story, but my childhood was like, my mom is something. She nearly killed me, that woman. She used to beat us until we stopped crying.
Really?
So yeah, I can control tears. I can control tears to the point of extreme amounts of pain. Because that's what I've been, that's how she does it. I've seen some horrible things too that she did. It was like really kind of mean, but...
She furthermore stated to blame her childhood, saying her mom was cruel and that's where it all came from, and tried to justify herself, saying that I was an ideal student and I never planned to do anything like this. This was the time when she actually started to feel scared.
I was an honor roll student. I went to high school up until like a month before I was supposed to graduate, and then something terrible befell me that I never was expelled or got any, never even got detention. I was an honor roll student. I was a cheerleader, but my mom started like acting crazy on me, and I started hanging out with the crowd that would take me in, which is what we called back in the 80s. I graduated.
After beating around the bush for 40+ minutes, officers finally confronted her with what had happened on the night of the 12th of May. The look on her face disappeared when she got to know that she's being accused of killing Joleen, and she tries to act like she's surprised.
Yes, I'm being accused. You accused me the other night of, you're like, where's Joleen at? So, and I do not know where she is.
Officers tried to emotionally break her by telling her about Joleen's kids, how they interacted with the officer, but they don't know that they're never going to get to see their mom again.
I'm like, they were running around like wild Indians. I don't mean that in a negative way. And it was just, it broke my heart because I was like, where is she? It's, she had been reported missing. They said, there's no way that she's not going to be with her kids. And so I probably come across harsh when I talked to you the other day. And for that, I didn't.
She again points her family out and starts to blame their harsh behavior, but officers weren't interested in listening to any of this sort of thing.
Fine. Feelings are just kind of a funny thing because I was raised by kind of stout German people that are like, suck it up, you don't show feelings, I'll beat you until you stop crying. So we're like, we finally learned. It only took a couple beatings, we're like, okay, we got this under control. But feelings are like a funny thing because you got to somehow deal with them. And I've never really quite figured that one out. Like, where do you stuff them?
Kessler knew that there's no evidence of Joleen's body, so she tried to firm it up, like she escaped from here and ran somewhere anonymously. Sheriffs didn't eat it because they knew that no one would ever leave their kids and family without even discussing it with anyone.
Did she ever talk to you about a boyfriend? I know she's got a husband. I know she had a boyfriend. Did she ever talk about anybody she was scared of? Did she ever say anything that she wanted to run away and get away from it all? I mean,
I don't remember hearing anything. She would have different conversations sometimes with different clients because different clients, you don't tell every client. You know what I mean? Like, but the one client what was it? The one, and I remember hearing her say she thought her ex-husband or her husband was doing it to get out of paying child support. That's all I heard, and I don't remember ever hearing about a boyfriend ever. But then again, I don't always really pay attention. And as I told you before, Miss Ann, she really talked to Miss Ann. Like, her and Miss Ann would go out back and they smoke cigarettes together. They sit out back sometimes for a while, and they would even forget that their clients were in. I'd have to go to the back and be like, hey, your clients are here, because they would get so involved in talking.
Kessler again started to beat around the bush, talking about a girl named Brittany and her addiction, so the officers took her back to the subject.
Tell you who she was hanging around with, or was she into anything that maybe she shouldn't have been
She
into?
would just say that the time or two that she'd say, I'm just going home and having a quiet night at home, or like, I don't have the kids tonight, or, whatever, I'm just going to enjoy this. And I'd be like, you're young, why don't you go out? She's like, no, I don't need a man in my life. But here she had a boyfriend. I didn't even know that.
Was she involved in any bad habits or anything that could get her in trouble?
I can't say that she did, but I did find a bag that I believe had crystal meth in it, just a little bit in the bottom, a tiny baggie back by the back door.
The charge you were arrested on is a grand theft auto charge. You knew that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that was kind of what I was talking with you about the other day. And the reason you're charged with that is because whenever we talked about that, there's video of you dropping her car off. Tangles is, okay, and that's why you're charged with a grand theft auto. And I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not trying to fool you. You're opening up to me, and I'm opening up to you. Okay, that's the reason you're charged with that. You're not charged with anything else. Okay, but something happened to Joleen, and we actually sent our crime scene unit out to process Tangles. And there was some evidence there, okay? We have also, and we've got the video of you when you go in and buy a bottle of water, you bought it on your credit card. You paid for the cab on your credit card. You used the clerk's phone to make the phone call to the cab company. We also have recovered your shoes that has Joleen's blood on your shoes. So I just want you to, if something happened that you didn't intend to happen, I want to talk to you about it. I don't think you're an evil person. I don't think you're a mean person. I think you have done one hell of a job getting through the last 25 years.
Seeing this much potential evidence, Kessler knew that she got caught up so badly, so she was trying to divert them and not revolve around the subject.
I'm tired of running. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of being something that I'm not. And, even if it means that they're going to have to make some more sacrifices and some bad stuff's going to come towards them, just the weight off their shoulders. I mean, there's sometimes I sit here and you can literally see them just kind of go, and it's like, I'm ready to tell the truth. I'm ready to do this, And I don't think you're bad. I don't think you're evil. I think and I got to tell you, we've talked to the owner of the business, and I think Joleen's dead, and I think you know where Joleen is, and I don't want to go tell her ex. I know that she didn't have a great relationship with her ex, but I know she loved those two boys. I don't want them to. I dread the point, but it's going to happen. I'm going to have to tell them that their mom is gone. Okay.
And we need to know where.
But I need to at least let them be able to give them.
It was then interrogators forced her, saying that Joleen at least deserves a proper funeral, so I'm going to get her body back at any cost.
I need to at least let them be able to give her a proper. She's out there somewhere. Her body's out there somewhere. Let us get her buried properly, or whatever final arrangements they need to take care of. I just want you to think about it for a minute. We're going to find out what happened. I don't mean that in a threat. I don't mean that in a bad way. I've been here for 4 days, almost 16, 18 hours a day, because I'm going to find out where those little boys' mama is. I promise you I'm going to do that.
It was assured that Kessler is the murderer, so she refused to talk and was sent to prison. And further procedures started until she got sentenced. During trials, Kimberly acted as a violent person and could be seen having outbursts during trials. Whether it was a virtual or physical hearing, whether she was in chains or on a wheelchair, it became a complicated experience for the jury.
I don't like the answer. I would like legal counsel. I haven't been able to call anybody. I haven't been able to call my mom, and I see how that works. And that may still continue to go on. I may not be able to call anybody, and you'll just stick me in jail, and I'll just sit there, and I can't call anybody, and on we'll go. That's fine.
I can't speak for what, when you were held down.
I couldn't call anybody.
I
I couldn't call my mom. I couldn't call anybody. Nothing.
I can assure you, when you get to our facility, we will uphold the letter of law as far as whatever the policy is and whatever legal and rights
And
you
I don't-
have.
She even kept doing troubling stuff in the cell, too. She would throw her meals all around the cell, make loud noises, and even hurt herself sometimes. Once she removed her clothes and started to dance naked on her bed. Seeing these sort of actions by Kimberly, lawyers believe that there might be some serious mental health complications with her. But she even denied that when her lawyers brought it up during trial.
Remain here much longer.
We may want to put her on mute while we finish this, Judge.
Jordan Beard is Johnson's nephew. Jordan Beard is Joleen Cummings' cousin.
Beard is Jolene's cousin.
Jordan Beard is Joleen Cummings' cousin.
Jordan Beard is Jolene's cousin.
I refuse the public defender's office. I refuse them. I have refused them. I refuse the public defender's office. They appointed Jordan Beard, Joleen Cummings' cousin, as my public defender.
Are you ready to begin today?
No.
But the jury always believed that she had mental health problems, so they even permitted her to be part of the trial virtually because she was not in a state to be there physically. But then she started to behave better and finally got sentenced.
All right.
Jordan Beard is Jolene's cousin. Jordan Beard is Jolene's cousin, and you knew it too. Jordan, and I gave him a chance. My mom laughed in my face. She's like,
Ms.
why would
Kessler,
you have,
Ms.
you know
Kessler
that's
has
his
now
cousin,
become
her cousin,
disruptive.
why would you even trust him?
Deputy, you can
You'll
pull
do the
her
job.
out. Thank you.
Jordan Beard is Jolene's cousin.
At the final hearing, Jolene's mom gave a speech about her young daughter is never going to come back. That made the jury and defendants emotional. Kimberly Kessler was convicted of first-degree murder and got sentenced for her life in prison.
Greatest nightmare of all. The murder of a beautiful soul that was taken from us. The only thing that keeps us together is faith.
This was all we had about Joleen Cummings' murder investigation. This is by far the most traumatic case I've ever covered in my entire life. That Kimberly woman was such a badass, and having a look at the time period she kept doing it all even made me scared. From disrespecting a jury to being sent into a hospital from a hunger strike in a cell, Kimberly Kessler was such a traumatic woman. That's it for today. Hopefully you liked it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Do click the bell icon to get the latest updates before anyone else. We'll be back with more interesting stuff soon. Till then, bye.